your mind and place that within your heart and place that in your spirit that regardless of what I experience on today, I am blessed. Everything else will take care of itself. Amen. Try it one time on tonight. Repeat after me. I am blessed. Try it again. I am blessed. Try it again. I am blessed. Amen. That's good exercise. I am blessed regardless of what news I may have received, regardless of what I may have experienced on the job, regardless of what I may have experienced in my home. One thing is for certain, beyond the shadow of a doubt, I am blessed. And then after every I am blessed, one other thing that I want you to receive is, this too shall pass. So after recognizing and realizing that you are blessed, be able to tap into your spirit. This too shall pass. Pastor, what do you mean when you say things like, I am blessed and this too shall pass? All I'm simply saying is this. God is a God who never sleeps. So in other words, God is aware of everything that we are dealing with. He is aware. Relax, remain calm. Don't get excited and fussing and cussing and angry and built up and nasty attitudes. Relax. God is aware. We hear things like He'll put no more on you than you be able to bear. It's true. We hear things like, but weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. It is true. I am blessed. This too shall pass. If you don't get anything else out of what I will be teaching on tonight, remember those two things. You are blessed, woman of God. You are blessed, man of God. And regardless of what it is that you are going through, it's just a season, and this too shall pass. Amen. 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 On tonight, we'll be coming from Matthew, the 10th chapter, 20th verse. Matthew, 10th chapter, 20th verse. Don't be like I was on Sunday and become so dependent upon your phone, your iPads, and things like that to be able to gain the information. And when everything begins, we're teaching live. When things begin to crash, and then you begin to have the mindset that you don't have the necessary materials. So every now and then it's good to kind of switch up and go back to your old faith. But needless to say, me and the Lord and Apple, we got it worked out, so I'm back in business. Amen? Amen. Matthew 10 and 20. It says, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. I just want to talk about on tonight how God speaks. How many of y'all believe that God speaks in different ways? Amen. How many of you all can be living witnesses and testimony that there have been a time within your life when you have maybe begin to witness to somebody and you begin to share with them, hey, this is what the Lord told me. How many of you all have caught yourself saying things that you normally wouldn't say, that you normally would not be comfortable saying, especially when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to the Word, because you're not comfortable with really ministering to individuals, and you find yourself getting caught up, you speaking scripture, you praying, you giving an encouraging word, and all of these things. Anybody ever been down that road? God has His ways of speaking. And oftentimes in life, we got to learn how to shut our mouth up, open our ears up, and hear the voice of God. Because truth be told, God has been trying to speak to some of us in many different facets of life. God has His ways of doing things. He speaks to all of us different. Sometimes you're looking at me. Listen, there will be times when you can't get to Pastor. You can't get to me. But what you have to do is revert back on what Pastor has taught you. You don't need me every time to pray. You don't need me every time to walk through scriptures. Just like I stated, it's like when I get off of work, there's a certain button that's in individuals' mind. Cast this off, and here it is. Oftentimes, you don't need me. You have to take what I have deposited in you. Then you have to activate it, and you have to walk into it. You don't need me to pray for you. You don't need me to pray you through that situation. You can do it. You have it on the inside of you. The scripture text says that it is not me that is speaking, but it is the Spirit of the Lord. Oftentimes in life, we become scary when we think we're hearing voices. Somebody, oh, I had this dream. Something wasn't right about it. Oftentimes we begin to question the voices that we're hearing. And the reason why we begin to question the voices that we're hearing is because we don't want to accept that it is the voice of God. No, your mind is not playing tricks on you. No, you ain't tripping on yourself. But oftentimes God has his ways of speaking to us. But we have to make sure that our ears are open so that we will be able to hear the voice of God. And let me share something with you. When you've heard the voice of God, you know that voice. Amen. When you have truly heard the voice of God, you know the voice. Can't nobody duplicate it. You know when God is speaking. You know. You know what you heard, and you know what he said. But oftentimes we struggle, and the reason why we struggle is because the voice that we heard of God and then acting on it. And sometimes we'll try to act like we didn't hear the voice. I've been there. We try to act like we didn't hear the voice. Well, you know my part of my testimony. God called me to preach at 17 years of age. First calling that he put on my life. But I didn't want to hear it. Man, I was a senior at Stratford High School. And I was about to get into some things. I didn't want to hear it. But I know it was the voice of God. It was the voice of God when he spoke to me. And maybe if I would have acted on the voice of God at 17 when he called me to preach, maybe then I wouldn't have had to go through all of the seasons and the changes that I went through in my life. So oftentimes we have to make sure, and I'm just trying to give you my story. If you hear the voice of God, man, act on it. Act on it. Seek spiritual guidance. And then maybe you can prevent yourself from maybe going through certain situations. And I know what's going to happen is going to happen. But I'm merely just giving you my story. I know, and it was clear. It was clear. No, I didn't want to be no preacher in high school. No. But I will never forget that moment of hearing that voice, and I ignored it. Then it was a many things, and a many years later, hallelujah, that I heard the voice of God again. And I had an if and when moment. And I ain't got to go into detail about the if and when moment. But if you live long enough, you will experience, Tommy, something in life called the if and when moment. I'm going to give you just a little snippet of it. If and when you get me out of this. Anybody ever been down that road? It's called the if and when. If and when you get me out of this, I promise you, this time, some of y'all ain't never dealt with that. Everybody got their own story. But if you live life long enough, you'll have an if and when moment. God, if. And we say if because there's doubt. There's doubt that comes up, in our mind. That's what causes us and challenges us to say the word if. Because truth be told, a true child of God knows that there's not an if with God. Amen. Because when we say if, that means that there is doubt that is crept in. You follow what I'm saying? So, I had an if and a when moment. And needless to say, we have arrived to where we arrived over 12 years ago.
Thank you, Lord.
But I had to hear it. And when I had that if and when moment, oftentimes we struggle in life. We get mad at people, maybe our family members and our co-workers and things like that, because they have no respect for us. But oftentimes the reason why they have no respect for us is because you had an if and a when moment, but you're still doing the same thing with them. And you won't get that respect. But when you have had an if and a when moment, let me tell you what it'll cause you to do, Elijah. When you've had an if and a when moment, it won't cause you to forget about your boys. It'll cause you to tell your boys, I got to leave, but I'm going to come back and get you. I just said a mouthful for somebody in this place on tonight. When you have a true if and when moment, it'll cause you to make a decision that takes you away from one situation, away from one crowd, away from one group, and place you in the midst of another.
Hallelujah.
But you got to hear the voice of God.
Thank you.
You got to hear it. I share with all of you. I share with you all. Man, you got to get it for yourself. I can, give you the recipe and I can cook the meal, but it's up to you whether or not you're gonna eat. Some of us, we greedy. We want all we can get.
Hallelujah.
So that's what we have to do when it comes to the word of God. You got to take it in, you got to eat it, you got to digest it, and you got to get it. And when you begin to get it, you will begin to understand what it takes. It would be my goal, if I could, it would be my goal to try to get all of you all into heaven. If I was God, I'd open the doors. I'd open the doors for all of you all to get into heaven. Be pleading with God. Let him in. That's my cousin Jeff right there. Let him in. That's Brother Terry. He didn't mean any harm. Let him in. That's Trent. Can you let him in? But at the end of the day, listen to what I'm saying. I don't have that power.
Glory, hallelujah.
We all got to answer for ourselves.
Thank you.
But the love that I have for each and every one of you, it was up to me. I let you in. But we all have to answer for ourselves. So what are you speaking on tonight, Pastor? We got to hear the voice of God. And when God speaks, we have to listen. And maybe you won't, have that moment to where, you have to go through all of these things and the season that life throws at you. But all I'm saying is that when God is speaking,
hallelujah,
you gotta listen. And you know when it's God. His voice is very different. Can't nobody duplicate the voice of God.
Glory.
Oh, I know I'm right about it.
Glory.
You know when you hear it. You ever had a moment where you was fighting with yourself because something woke you out of your sleep and you couldn't figure it out? You couldn't figure out what it was. You blamed it on everything else. Everything and everybody else. Really what it was, man, it was God speaking.
Lord.
And you spent your whole night wrestling. Then you got on up and you went to work. And before you could clock in, your mind and body already felt like you done worked 10 hours and you just got there. You know what happened? You got some sleep, but you didn't get no rest. That's a difference. God speaks, man. But it's up to us. And in that scripture text, he said, it's not even me. He said, but it is the Spirit that is speaking within me. And I know there are many of you all that maybe have tried to preach to some of your family members or tried to convince somebody to join the family of God or tried to share with one of your homeboys. Come on in, man. Come on in. But until they have that encounter with God and they hear that voice for themselves, what we have to do is we have to continue just to keep praying.
Glory, hallelujah. Yes, sir.
That's what we have to do. And you get to a point, I demand respect from my family. I demand it. I demand it. Bottom line, I demand respect from my family. Why? Because there are certain things that we just not going to do together. I demand respect from my family. I demand respect from every child. Not only just in my household. Why? Because that's the way I raised my household. You got to demand it. But you can't demand it if you hadn't heard the voice. God has his ways of speaking. Believe it or not, they'll respect you more even though they might become mad or angry at you. Your friends, your family, they'll respect you more if you don't than if you do. I was sharing with a friend of mine the other day. With these telephone and social media and things like that, you can't dodge nothing. You think you wasn't caught, but you was. You can't even dodge a picture. You can't dodge it. Oh no, I wasn't there. Yes, you was. You forgot this picture you took. Oh, you were there. Oh yeah, you were there. This is the age that we living in now, y'all. You was there. You was there. No, I wasn't there. Yeah, you was there. Cause see what you thought you didn't go on the backside, but somebody else caught you and you on their page. Yeah, you were there. There it is right there. You was there. Man, you can't duck. You just can't duck and dodge. Do I got a witness in this place? You can't get around it. You were there. You were there. And there's not scriptural evidence, but there's media evidence that you were. Isn't this you? Your mama didn't have no twins or no triplets. Yeah, you were there. You were there. But when God speaks, I'm trying to help somebody. But when God speaks, and I have never seen a generation what I have witnessed. I shared with Pastor Davis just about a month ago. I remember sharing with him. I said, "This is just a totally different generation." And I've seen it. I've seen it from the standpoint of the 30-some years that he has pastored, and the 12 years going on 13 that I've seen the change. I've seen it from the time when I was just the youth pastor. I've seen it from the times of kids coming up. Some of our kids now, they're older, they're graduating, from college, getting ready to get married. I've seen the difference. I've seen the difference from the youth days and the parenting and the kids that we have now. I've seen all the transition, the difference. You know what's sad, Brother Sanders? We'd rather give our 8 or 9-year-old son or daughter a cell phone than buy them a Bible. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. That's what we're dealing with. Knowing that they're not ready. You got adults, right? You got 50-year-old adults and a child with a cell phone. Talk to me, church. Let alone an 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, 12-year-old child whose mind is not that they're kids. I've seen it. Things have changed. So what is it going to take? Somebody's going to have to stand, and somebody's going to have to have the mindset, as for me in my house. Now, I have said some things on tonight you might find to be comical, but it's true. Would rather buy a cell phone or a gadget or a game or anything versus buying them their first Bible. Scripture says, man, he said, it is not me that is speaking, but it is the Spirit of your Father which is speaking in you. First off, God speaks to his people. God speaks to his people. Did you not know that the moment, and we're going to go to Psalms 32 and 8, Psalms 32 and 8. Did you not know that the moment that you told God yes, you became his people? Look at your neighbor and repeat after me. Say, neighbor, me and God, we good people.
We good people.
Me and God, you and God. All of us that have a relationship with God, man, me and God, good people. That's why I know he may not come when you want him to, but he's always on time. That's why I know you can ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. The reason why I know that is not because I heard my pastor say it, not because I heard my homegirl or homeboy say it. The reason why I know that is because me and God, we good people. At the end of the day, we good people. And you know what separates God from others? Imagine God having to go to child support court. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You won't know why? Because God takes care of his own. It'll never happen. You and God, me and God, we are good people. And in this, let's go to Psalms 32 and 8. The scripture says, I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. Then he said, I will guide thee with mine eye. What is that scripture right there saying? That scripture is saying, you ain't in it by yourself. I'm going to guide you which way that you should go. I'm going to guide you which way that you should go. And I'm going to even look out for you with my own eye.
That's right. Amen.
You know why household struggles?
Amen.
Why households are struggling on today? It's because parents don't want to be parents, but they want to be their kids' friend. That's one thing that I was clear on in my household. I ain't your friend. I'm your father. I'm your parent. Not your friend. Because in being a parent, there comes responsibility. But if you and God are good people, you'll be just like the scripture says right there. God gonna guide you. Pastor, what do you mean, God's gonna guide me? Man, why are you trying to figure it out? God done already worked it out. You worry too much. You stress too much. God doesn't need any of us trying to do his job. He got it. We good people. Anybody on tonight knowing that you and God are good people? God will give you what you need. He'll give you what you need. You just got to believe him. So how does God speak to his people? How does God speak to us? He speaks to us through his word.
Thank you, Lord.
Through his word, you got to have it.
Thank you.
You got to have it. You got to have his word. You just got to have it.
Hallelujah.
No doubt about it.
Hallelujah.
That's one way that he speaks to us. God also speaks to us through divinely called ministers. You're man of God. Sometimes I say some things that you don't like, but don't be mad at me. Give it to God. Act on it. Pray on it. It'll be all right. He speaks to us through providential means. Last but not least, he speaks to us through his Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
That's why last one of the scripture said then man, it's not me doing the talking. But it is the God that is in me. That's who's doing the talking. And I speak as God give it to me. God gives us all. Over in the book of Galatians, it teaches us that all that have accepted God as their Lord and Savior, they're ministers. Man, you're a minister. You got it in you. You just got to bring it out. You are a minister. Every one of us have different ways that we minister. You know, oftentimes I didn't understand when Sister Pat would always say, Pastor, I'm the greatest pew member that you would ever have. It took me some time. 13 years of pastoring, Sister Pat. Now I know that the pew ministry is a ministry. Oh yeah. Because she's able to minister to people on the pew. Maybe that's the things I don't see that I can't get to in the pew. There she is. Sometimes she catch the spirit and the hand will move upside. One of them chilling heads. I love it when I see her do it. Yeah, that's her ministry. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, Brother Jeff, I know. That's her ministry. So all of us, ushers, it's a ministry. You think about it. Some of us complain we can't even stand up for 5 minutes, let alone. Have you not thought about it? The ushers, they're standing the whole service. They're standing the whole service. I wouldn't be an usher for nothing. It takes a specially unique called person to be able to do it, because an usher, they catch everything from the front door to the back door. They catch it all. Think about what I'm saying. So sometimes we take it, you know, we take it light, but think about that. The whole service you sit, unless it's time for you to shake your neighbor's hands or touch street people or something like that, but the whole time you sit and the ushers are just smiling, standing. Whole service. Never thought about it that way. All of us are ministers. Secondly, God speaks with his people. So we say God speaks to his people. Secondly, God speaks with his people. 1 John, the first chapter, 3rd verse, Albert. 1 John, the first chapter, 3rd verse. 1 John, the first chapter. He on it. Amen. It says, that which we have seen and heard, declare we unto you, that ye also may have fellowship with us. And truly our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. Here it is right here. Which route you gonna take, Pastor? Take 65 on this one. I don't have to go to church every Sunday. You better get on 440, Pastor. Take that ride. I can come maybe 3 times out of the year: Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. Pastor, you better go 24 West. 65 didn't work, 440 didn't work. I'm gonna take 24 West and this. Truth be told, I got the Bible in me. We've all been down those interstates, right? We've all been down those interstates. But you know what bothers me is when I hear that? Because we have people that truly have to work every Sunday. Wish they had the opportunity to be able to come to church. Wish they had the opportunity to be able to fellowship. And then there are those of us who have that opportunity, and we won't get on nobody's interstate and go to nobody's church. And the church says,
glory, hallelujah.
And here it is. We're going to catch the trolley on this. In the book of Hebrews, it talks about how we are not to forsake the assembly. Am I right about that? It talks about how we are not to forsake the assembly of those that are the called. In other words, as God is speaking to us, as we have a relationship with God, then we also want to come to the place
Thank you, Lord.
where we fellowship and serve God.
Amen.
We ought to. You say so-and-so is your pastor. You say you love the Lord. Then you ought to want to come to the church.
Yes, sir.
So as God is speaking, did you not know that right now, when you came into this church, God was speaking to you. He spoke something to you. He's using me right now to deposit something in you. God has his ways of speaking to us. And it's called fellowship, man. Fellowship. That's what we're supposed to do as a body of believers.
Amen.
So God speaks as we exercise fellowship with him. God speaks with us as a friend, for he is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Oh, I know that to be true.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Because all of us have probably been down that road when we felt like everybody has turned their back against us. And if you've never been down that road, just keep living in this thing called life. You'll feel like you ain't got no friends. I'll take it to the next level. You'll feel like you ain't got no family. You'll feel like that you just did it all by yourself. And it's doing those times when you got to stick close to God. Because when you feeling like you ain't got no friends, when you feeling like you ain't got no family, God is right there. How do you know he's right there, Pastor? Because he said in that big old book, the Bible, he said in that book that he never leave us nor forsake us. Man, God is always there.
Hallelujah. Lord.
He doesn't change on us. He's there. But it's up to us. It's not God that turns his back on us. We're the one. Turn our back on God. Because we get mad, we become angry, and we become upset. It's kind of funny in the church, especially when you have the office of pastorship. Oftentimes, people become angry and upset. And because of their own issues, the first thing, two things that they say is, man, that church ain't right. And then the second one is, pastor don't have no clue about what's going on in your life, over your life, on your life. And the second one is, man, pastor ain't right. But if you would take the time out to realize that it ain't always the church's fault. It ain't always the pastor's fault. But if you would take the time to look deep down within yourself, I guarantee you that you'll find fault within yourself. But oftentimes we look for the blame game. That's the easy way out, man. It's to blame somebody else.
Amen.
That's the easy way out. What did you do? Anybody else done this? What did you do? God speaks with us as a companion. Anybody ever had to be, let me put it this way. Anybody ever been held by God?
Amen.
You ever been just held
Amen.
by God? Man, I'm telling y'all, the things now that I didn't understand, I remember hearing grandma and old folk talking about being rocked by God. That I didn't understand at a younger age. But now that I'm more mature and more wiser, now I understand that all these things that were said to us back in the day, they were true. But But God will hold you. God will rock you. God is your companion. All that and some. But you got to open yourself up and allow God to come in.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Just allow him to come in.
Glory. Hallelujah.
Aren't you tired of being upset?
Hallelujah.
Aren't you tired of being mean? Aren't you tired of being aggravated? Aren't you tired of dealing with negativity? Aren't you tired of arguing about the same old stuff? If you said yes to any of those questions, just let God come in and hold you.
Glory. Hallelujah.
If you're tired, just let him come in and hold you. And then you got to trust him while he's rocking you.
Yes.
You got to trust him while he's holding you. You got to trust him even when you think that he's not there. It's a personal thing, man. And we all need God.
Amen.
Because in this life you deal with the good,
Amen.
you
Yes.
deal with the bad,
Yes,
and you
sir.
deal with
Yes.
the other. All of us in here, we need God.
Yes. Hallelujah.
He's better than a friend. He's better than a family member. He's better than a co-worker.
Glory.
If anybody can be better, it's God.
Amen.
He promised us, y'all, not to leave us, nor forsake us.
Thank you.
What's going through your mind right now? Some of us that have lived life, we have maybe been tied to things or people or situation, whether it be by way of jobs or relationship or whatever it may be. We've been tied to situations that have left us. Whether it was for good or whether it was for bad, or there are some things that just last for a season, and you just have to accept it.
Bless you.
But the difference is that when you hear your man of God say that God will never leave us nor forsake us, that's tight right there.
Amen.
Even when you think you don't have nothing, you ain't got nobody, God is knocking on our heart saying these words: I got you.
Thank you.
I got you. And I don't know who I'm talking to in this place on tonight, whether it be the youngest you to the oldest adult, Brother Mark. Thank you, Lord. God is saying, oh, I'm sorry. I got you. See, I'm getting old. That's what he's saying. Some of you are in situations right now that you think you can't get out of. You think you can't overcome it. God is saying, I got you. I got you. God is saying, other people may have let you down, but I got you. But there's one thing that he's demanding out of each and every one of us. And you know what that is? Trust. Trust. And he guarantees us. He says, if you trust him, he will provide. I'll go to Proverbs 3, 5 and 6. Trust is something that we all struggle with. All of us. Some kind of shape, form, or fashion. I remember the story being told of a dad teaching his son how to swim. And in this story, the dad was in the deep section of the pool. And in this, the child was about 5, 6 years of age. And you know how it is when kids are small, all kids think they can swim. All of them think they can swim at a young age. Stated the dad was treading water in the deep end. And the kid was on the banks of the pool just running back and forth. running back and forth. The dad was urging the kid, come on, to jump in the water, and that he would catch him. And then after so many times, the young child running to the edge of the deep end of the pool, the dad was sitting there telling the child, come on in, jump, I got you. That's what the father was telling the child. The child would back up, run back to the edge of the deep end of the pool and act like that they were going to jump. And there was fear, and the child would back up, and the dad would come closer to share with the child. Jump, I got you. That's what it's like with our Heavenly Father. When we finally begin to take that jump and trust Him that He's going to catch us, that's when things begin to change. So just as the Father was trying to teach the child to trust in Him, that's what God is teaching us, as He is the Father and we are the children. Jump on out here. I got you. And He'll be there to the end. Last but not least, God speaks through His people. So He speaks to His people. He speaks with His people. And He speaks through His people. What are you saying, Pastor? Goes back to the scripture that we based our lesson off of. Matthew 10 and 20. Listen, church, let me share something with you all. And I'm going to say this, and then we're going to stop the recording. God has His ways of speaking through people. And the very people that you think God can't use, amen, God will show you His power. Hallelujah. Just because you talking about who God couldn't use. Glory. Moses had a speech impediment. What are you saying, Pastor? All of us got somebody in our family that has a bad stuttering problem. And Moses thought that he could not be used because of his speech impediment. Moral of the story is, when God wants to speak through you and God wants to use you, thank you, He'll tell you just like He told Moses, you open your mouth, hallelujah, and I'll speak for you. And every time that Moses opened his mouth, God spoke for him. And he never had a problem with stuttering. I know somebody like that right now that's a preacher. If you just have one-on-one conversation with him, it's hard to understand him because of his speech impediment. But he can get in that pulpit, open up his Bible, and he will never stutter. Never. Glory, hallelujah. And I know what that is. That's the power of God. So we have to be careful of whom we say that God can't use. God speaks through His people. And I'm foolish enough to believe that if He used a donkey, put it in kind words, then He could use anybody. If He could use a bush, then He can use anybody. Don't you let the devil denounce you or deny you of what God is trying to tell you or what God is trying to do through you. Amen? Amen.